What's the first thing you think of when I say the word meditation? Maybe it's the monks in the mountains, or a guru sitting on a rock, or just that one friend who swears by their 4 a.m. breathwork routine. Everyone seems to be talking about it, but here's the problem. It's all so complicated. Each method feels like it's trying to outdo the next. More steps, more rules, more dogma. And if you're anything like me, a working professional with a full-time schedule as a father, as a husband, as a white-collar individual, you probably don't have time for any of it. So where's the simple version? Why can't we just sit still? In this video, I'll show you a simple, no fluff, no bullshit way to start your meditation practice today. Together, we're going to talk about how you can begin your step-by-step process, your lifelong habit. This is just the on-ramp. You can make it whatever you want it to be. Secondly, the mindset that makes it sustainable. So let's start with the foundation of everything I believe in. That is simplicity. For me, simplicity isn't laziness. It's a conscious decision to value my time, clarity, and a presence over the performance of it all. As someone juggling many roles, as perhaps you are too, time may not be money, but it's damn close. So when I meditate, I want to get the biggest bang for my buck. So I bring full presence, full intention, and no fluff. I'm not trying to follow every school of thought to the letter from the past 5,000 years. I don't have the time for that, and you don't have the time for that either. So I've read the Yoga Sutras, I've respected Zen, and I've brushed up on mindfulness. However, I don't follow any of them to the letter. This practice is simplicity with a purpose. Here's the first step in any meditation practice. If you're aiming for consistency, pick a time that you believe you can stick with. You don't need to meditate for 30 minutes to an hour like the gurus. 5 to 10 minutes is more than enough. Find your best time, maybe morning before work, after the kids go to bed at night, but wherever you can commit, do so consistently. For example, I meditate each morning after I wake up, after I pee and wash my hands and my face and brush my teeth. I meditate for no more than 10 minutes each morning. This is a simple process, a simple habit for me. And because it is simple, I can make it sustainable. I can consistently show up to meditate. Now, if you were to ask me, John, what time should I do? My recommendation, pick a time in the morning. I personally like it the best. So here is what the practice looks like. I start by tracing my body with my awareness. For example, I begin with my left thumb, and I mentally trace the outline of my fingers going up and down each finger. I try to observe the following. Where am I tense? Do I have tight muscles? Do I have pain anywhere? I don't judge. I don't evaluate it. I just observe and notice. For my whole body, I'll take about 2 to 3 minutes. I don't try to rush this, as I don't really have anywhere to be, because I've carved out this time specifically for meditation. And sometimes, I'll even explore further, moving around my body to different parts, exploring the depth of muscles or my spine. In fact, when you're just starting out, this could be your very practice for that first 5 to 10 minutes. And that's perfectly fine. The second step is I bring awareness to the bridge of my nose. I focus on the breath. I feel the air moving in and out through my nostrils. I try to observe aspects or characteristics of my breath. The coolness on the inhale and the warmth of the exhale. I can feel the quiet rhythm of my breathing. I try to make this as quiet as possible. My goal here is simple: to be silent, to be still, and for even breathing. And I stay here as long as it feels right. For you, these 2 steps alone might be enough to carry you throughout your entire session. And that's exactly the point. Simplicity doesn't mean you have to complicate it any further than this. And in fact, you could theoretically spend a long time just on these 2 steps until you feel ready to go to the next. Once I focused on my breath, and only when I feel ready, I move to the next step. I rest my awareness on my forehead, right where the third eye resides. But before we go too deep into this area and onto this step, let me pause here to share something important. In the beginning, I only practiced body awareness and breath awareness. I was here for 2 to 3 weeks, I want to say, perchance 4 weeks at the most. My body wasn't used to sitting still, where my posture was such that gravity could just hold me to the ground. My head, shoulders, and my hips were all aligned. My neck was sore from the posture. My back was tight. My legs would shake and tremble due to actually doing nothing, just sitting here. That's what happens when you've never meditated before. Meditation, like any habit, it takes time to really grease the groove and stick with it, and your body will become better and stronger, and your legs will stop quivering, and your neck and your back will stop aching with this new strain. But if you are just starting out, you don't have to rush this. This is a lifelong habit. And in the backdrop of our life, we're all beginners here. It's not a race, and there's nothing to win. Now, I added the last step, which is focusing my awareness on the third eye, when I felt something changed in my practice. I was going along with body and breath awareness just fine. However, I felt something shift in my practice after about 3 to 4 weeks, like I just said. I felt a surge of energy go up my nose and, interestingly enough, landed and settled on my forehead. So I rested my awareness on my forehead and continued to settle there for the rest of my meditation practice. And this is where the big and the fun stuff happens. This is where you encounter yourself in a myriad of different ways. But this is also the end of our journey on this video together. This is a simple practice, and I hope you can make it yours as well. So that's it. That's the whole practice. It's incredibly simple. But don't confuse simple with a shallow practice. If all you ever do is practice body, breath, and third eye awareness, your life will be changed dramatically if you can be consistent and show up with full intention every meditation. So now it's your turn. take this practice, make it yours. Add in and mix in other elements, but keep in mind, simplicity is so much more valuable than all the complexities and correct dogmatic practices that you could adhere to otherwise. If it's not going to work for you, it's not going to work, including this practice. And if you need support in this process or anything else, reach out to me, guys. Simply drop a comment here, reach out to me on X, ask your questions, share your wins for the community, or venture frustrations or any confusion that you might have about anything that I've said or shared. I'm happy to help and comment and add clarity where needed. And if you find this video valuable, I want you to go ahead and hit subscribe. Tap the notification bell icons for all up-to-date messages and alerts. And drop me a like. That really helps me out and helps the channel gain exposure so that more men like you and me can learn and improve our lives. So with that, be well, be still, and above all, be at peace. Take care.